Hi, and welcome. I'm so excited that you're here, and thank you for joining me. For this fun premiere, we're going to be diving into the world of some masculine cards. They're super easy, and you can adapt them in so many different ways. I'm going to show you cards that look like tuxedos. So these are perfect for Father's Day, for weddings, for anniversaries, anytime you need something that's a little bit more dressed up. And so don't worry though, if you're not into the masculine look, of course I've got some variations to show you to help you see how easily you can adapt this look for the card that you need to have sent out today. And you can tweak this to fit your style. I'd love for you to join me in the live chat, to drop your comments in there and we can see what's going on together. Let's chat and connect. And if you're watching the replay, then please leave a comment. I'll be sure to reply just as soon as YouTube lets me know that it's there. So as always, all the products, all the tools that I'll be using are Stampin' Up! And if you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to be your creative cheerleader. So grab your supplies and let's get started on these fun cards. The first male card I'm going to show you how to do is starting off with the usual size of a card. It is 8.5 by 5.5 and it's been scored at 4 1/4. So using the bone folder, I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down. Now I'm going to, with the smoky slate cardstock, I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark with my scoring blade 1.5 inches. I'm going to start that down here. So it's going to be 1.5 inches here on the side that is the front, and then I'm going to, so it's going to fold out, 3.5 inches here. So I'm going to have it be it, and then 3.5 inches right here. So I mark it just a tiny little nudge with the scoring blade, and then I can see my little notch here and here. I'm going to put them both on the track of the cutting blade. Here and there. Now I'm going to use the scoring blade and connect the two of them. So I've got a nice score all the way down. Set that aside, bringing in a piece of basic black cardstock that's been cut to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm going to adhere this to the inside around the center. And then I'm simply going to fold on the fold line. And I'm going to burnish it with the bone folder really well. And that is it. I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals to make this flap go down, the lapel. And there's the outside so far of the card. Inside the card, I've got a piece of basic white that's been cut to be 10.5 inches by 4. It's been scored at 5 1/4, so it's your usual 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And then I'm going to adhere it to the inside of the card. So that there's plenty of room to write a message. And then to help decorate the inside, I've got a piece of basic black that has been cut to be 3 3/4 by 5, placing it inside. And now a bit of basic white that's been cut an 1/8 inch smaller to go on the inside. All right, and on the front, to help decorate that, a strip of 1/2 inch by 4 basic black to go right down here at the bottom. Just help make it look nice and classy. All right, So I've got some buttons that I have already die cut, 1/2 inch size. I did that from an alphabet set that I had. I was searching and searching for a punch, and I don't have any that are small like that anymore. So I just grabbed it from the alphabet die because I saw I had that. So yay. I'm so happy I was able to find something to use for buttons. But there we go. And then I have a sentiment that I did from the With You in Mind, and I die cut it just beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and put that onto the front with some dimensionals. Seems like all I have on my desk right now are the mini dimensionals. So hey, we're going to use them. Use what you have. Best wishes on there. It could be have for happy birthday, depending on the occasion that you're sending the card. We have a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 that has been scored at 2 1/8, so I'll fold that in, and 2 1/8 on the other side as well. So 2 1/8 inch on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and get that nicely burnished so that it's as tight as possible, because anytime you have a fun fold, you need to make it as tight as possible. Now I'm bringing in the trimmer, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mark it using the trimmer. I'm going to mark where 1 inch is at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here, because there's a 1 inch mark over on this side as well over here, and I'm pulling up the score blade. I'm going to just do a little tiny notch there, and then I'm going to go to 3.5 inches, and I'm going to mark it again. Same way. Now I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. So I'm going to mark 1 inch on this side and just notch it a little bit, and then I'm going to do 3.5 inches on this side and give it a little notch. I'm going to line up where the 3.5 inch notch is and the 1 inch is on the cutting groove here, so that I can do a score line from the one to the other. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take that 1 inch to the 3.5 inch, and I'm going to score it right there, and the 1 inch right up there. Good. All right. And then I think I'm done with the trimmer, setting it aside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pieces of basic black that I have cut to be 1 3/4 inch by 5. I'm going to adhere them to the inside here using my adhesive. Just a little bit here on the sides, and I'm going to center it right there on the inside. I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece, and I'm going to center it onto the gatefold right here. All right, now I'm going to fold on the fold line, folding them all in together. And this side, folding them all in together. Okay. Now with a couple of dimensionals underneath those lapels, I'm going to place them down on the outside of the card. Ta-da! Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dauber and smoky slate ink, since I've got the smoky slate cardstock here, and I'm going to go ahead and just go around the edges a little bit to help make that a little bit more pronounced here, that it's the front of a shirt. Just right here, just a little bit. It's not much, just a little. Same with the other side here. I haven't really used a sponge dauber and done this type of thing in a long time. This used to be something I did on most cards and it's not something that we really do as often these days, but it's a great technique to add depth and dimension. And same thing up here. Now I could have done this before I scored everything and have it on the lapels and everything, but they already have some shadow underneath them thanks to the dimensionals. So there was no need to go ahead and do that. Now I do have a pocket that I have cut 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. So I'm going to do a little bit of a triangle on the bottom here. And I snipped off one side and I'm going to hold that over to the other side. I'm going to snip that off so it's pretty even. They may not be exact, but they're pretty even. And then I'm going to do smoky slate all around the pocket so that it has just a little bit more dimension. And you could do a little white triangle if you want to pop out of the pocket, and it would look really cool. That's 100% up to you. Then I'm going to use a few dimensionals behind the pocket to pop that up. Time to trim it and cut some. I'm going to center it pretty much in the middle there. All right, inside the card, I've got a piece of basic white that has been cut to be 10.5 inches by 4, and then I scored it in the middle at 5 1/4. Using the bone folder, I'm going to get that nice and tight. Then inside of here, I've got a little bit of basic black that I'm going to put some basic white inside of it, just to add some nice interest. This is going to give me plenty of room to write and look very classy with all these pretty layers here. Okay, putting it inside the inside card. All right, there we go. So that looks nice. And then on the outside, I've got a piece of basic black I'm going to lay right down. So it almost looks like a cummerbund or something here. All right, and I got a little on the outside there, so I'm going to put that in. Okay, and lay it down across the bottom. Now to put this inside the card. All right. You can easily put a tie on there if you wanted, if you have a bow tie thing where you can make a tie or a bow. I'm going to go ahead and just put some buttons on and then stamp my greeting, and I'm going to be done with this. So I've got some buttons that I have die cut from my alphabet. So I'm going to just go ahead and set them up here on the buttons. I want this dimensional more in the middle. There we go. All right. Setting that button down. Okay, and then with some Memento Tuxedo black ink and the Best Wishes stamp from the With You in Mind stamp set, I'm going to go ahead and place Best Wishes down here so it does not show when the card is closed, like that. So, you know, got this gatefold that was created, and then the one that we started with the regular fold. It's also a fun fold because of the edge, but you know, these really great ones. However, I wanted to share some others that I made with you. So here's another one that is just like a fun, maybe someone's got a jacket on and plaid How cute is this? Lots of room for writing. You're the most awesome. So this is from the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper, and the stamp is in Early Espresso. Got some basic beige, and the stamp set I used was Trusty Tools. So a little bit of Early Espresso inside as well, and those cute buttons. How fun. And then I've got the Fun Fold Gatefold here with the same Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper. And look at how nicely that turned out. You can see that that little bit of shading really helps this one look beautiful. And we've got Happy Birthday from that With You in Mind stamp set. So I just love how these turned out. Misty Moonlight is the color on this one, and this is gorgeous. So fun, easy cards. I've got all of the directions, the PDF, just for you. And just to show how fun it is, and you can also make this for a female. I've got It's Your Day on this one, and inside lots of fun pinks and, well, accented with some basic black. So a fun card for a gal as well. So it doesn't have to be a guy card, but how easy is this to create for a guy card? I'm thrilled with how these turned out. I love them. Oh my gosh, that was fun, wasn't it? I told you that these easy to create tuxedo cards, which is apparently easier to make than for me to say. These easy to make tuxedo cards were super cool. I love how these turn out, and you can use whatever you have on hand. So if you need something for Father's Day, another Father's Day coming up, or a special occasion, then you customize it with whatever you have on hand. Remember, there is a free downloadable PDF on my blog, and I have the link to the blog listed down below in the description. So please be sure you check it out and grab that downloadable PDF so you have a copy of this for yourself. You can keep it on your computer, or you can print it out, whatever it is that works for you. But hey, it's free and it's there for you. And then that way you can recreate this all at your own pace. And I would really love to hear what you think of these designs, so please leave me a comment. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on social media. All these things are free and make a huge difference to my small business, and I appreciate your support more than I could tell you. If you hit the notification button, then you'll be able to know anytime a new video comes out, and you won't miss any of the fun. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a fantastic day and that you get inky. Bye.